Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Lisa and I'm back again with another video for Lisa Renee TV. If this is your first time watching, please click the subscribe button at the top. And also leave me a comment below and like this video, which is also a thumbs up. Okay. So, first of all, I want to say Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, to all my subscribers, and also like my new subscribers and anybody who's like new to this channel. This is like your first video, first time watching me. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So I want to say Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Turkey Day. I'm looking forward to it. So I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you guys my plans. Tomorrow I'm going to I'm going to have my family coming over. That's what we do every year. That's a tradition in our family. Everybody has like everybody comes to my house, so we have the dinner at my house every year because that's how my grandma likes it. So yeah, that's what we do. We have the dinner over here, and I'm really excited about it. I always get really excited about it because I, get to see my cousins and, the rest of my family, my aunts and my uncle. So it's just really nice. Everybody comes together and we laugh and talk, eat, and we drink. Oh yeah, we drink. We're not alcoholics, but we will drink, okay? And have a good time doing it. So we drink and we laugh and, play games or like watch a movie and just kind of bond together as a family. So yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that. So I just want to get on here and say Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. And also, hey Ma, also what I want to do is I want to do just like a quick little, like a review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And let me tell you what happened. I actually, um, yeah, I actually reviewed the doggone show. Had got it set up and everything, and I was getting ready to upload the video like a couple of days ago. And tell me why it just didn't come. It did not happen for me. Like, I don't know, it's having some type of technical glitch, so it was real crazy. So now I'm like, have to re-record it, and it's irking me, but it's fine. I'll do it for you guys. So I'm recording right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I hope this time it works. This is on my laptop now rather than like my PC, so hopefully I won't have no difficulty. The last time was horrible. I was like, I did all this, it's horrible. Anyway, so okay, so I saw the first episode and the third episode so far. For Real Housewives of Atlanta. I've not seen the second. I haven't DVR'd, so I want to like watch it and just kind of see. It looks like it really is not much. It's kind of just a continuation of like what happened on episode one. I think Cynthia and what's her name, Kenya. They kind of got into it again because they really are clashing with each other. They really don't get along. They're like oil and water. They really don't mix. Not so far. They're not mixing. They're not really getting along so well. Okay. So, okay, so I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the first episode, but mostly about like the third episode. Okay, so it starts off with Nene and Greg. So, Greg has been trying to get Nene back for the longest. Like in the first episode, he was trying to get a key to her house, and she's looking like, what do you need a key for? So, once again, he brought up the thing about getting the key and everything, in the third episode. And they're like they were at the nail salon getting a pedicure. They were going to get pedicures. So he's trying to convince her to give him the key, and then he's like, "Well, I'll give you a key to my house." And she was like, "What I need a key to your house for?" And he's like, "See, I got the key right here, front door, back door, and then the gold key because the heart is gold." I said, "No, he didn't." I gotta hand it to him though. He is smooth. So he was saying the gold key because love is gold, the heart is gold, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so Nene's sitting there looking like whatever. This is so embarrassing. Then he recites a poem like right there on the spot for her, and I think he made it up. He had to have made that up off the top of his head. Okay, it wasn't really much of a poem. It was like 2 lines, and basically he was just saying he gonna do it right this time, and she gonna be his wife, and they gonna try again, and all that kind of stuff. And Nene was like, "Oh my god, this is so embarrassing." And like Nene, she tries to like in the first episode, she was talking about how she's kind of paying attention to Greg right now, and she really is into Greg and trying to like see if they can rekindle something between the two of them. But she's still kind of like she's kind of playing hard to get like really in a major way. Like she's really trying to play him off all the time. Like, oh, I ain't interested in Greg. I'm like. No, I think there might be something there, possibly. So I don't know. I feel like Nene feels kind of stuck. Like she's making him really work for it. She's not letting him off easy, which is actually good for her as a woman. Like she's trying to protect herself because when you've been hurt by this man before so badly, like you don't want to just go running back into his arms because that's what he wants you to do. So I'm glad that she's like, look, no, you're gonna work for my heart. You want my heart again, then you're gonna work for it. I'm not gonna give it to you that easily. So okay, you gotta commend Nene for that. I actually think that's not too bad. Okay, so after that scene with Nene, I'm trying to see who was next. I want to say was it Phaedra? Oh, Phaedra may have been actually before them. Anyway, now Phaedra is she's moved on from like trying to do. I think this is in the first episode actually. Phaedra, she she still does funerals for people. Like she still want to do funerals for like people, dead people, but she has moved up to animals now. Yes, Phaedra is on the money making pathway again. Okay, she's like a hurricane. She know how to make her money. I think she's a hustler. So you gotta admire Miss Phaedra. So Phaedra, she wants to like do pet funerals and whatnot. So she went to like some kind of animal shelter type place, and she was talking to the lady about it. The lady was kind of looking at her like, okay, I think the lady was like, she kind of weird because like, who wants to do this? But I will give her credit because I think that's a real small niche market. I think a lot of people don't do like official pet funerals and make them like human people funerals, like when you got service and I mean, she go all out. Like whatever they do for human people, they do. She's trying to do the same thing for dogs and whatnot. And I think that's kind of cool. I think that's really smart of her. She knows how to keep a book in her pocket. She knows how to make that money. Okay, she's a smart woman and she knows how to do things. Okay, what you say about it? You can't take away from the fact that she is smart, and she knows how to make that money. Okay, she know how to live that lavish life or that champagne life, like Neo says. Okay. So yeah, so she want to do the pet funerals and whatnot, and yeah, she seems like she's really dedicated to it. Now, another reason why I give her credit for going into a niche market, which is like a smaller part of a really broad type of market or industry. I think that's great because me as a journalist, like it's kind of the same for us. How when you find that niche market, that little small thing, find that one thing that you're really geeky about, that it really just gets your blood pumping, and you go into that. That's the people who make the most money. Those are the people who are always more successful, usually because they've chosen to kind of just find a small thing. Not saying they don't tap into all other aspects of the industry, but they say, okay, well, I like this. I'm really into this. So they decide to go into that instead, into a smaller part, because it's a lot easier to kind of navigate your way through. So yeah, we actually just had like a guest speaker in my class like a couple of weeks ago, and that's the same thing he was saying. When you find like what you really truly love and like what you're truly passionate about, and it's just better for you. It just works for you. So we gotta give Phaedra credit for that, for finding that niche market. Okay, so moving along. Let's see who was next. Candy. So Candy has a brand new house, you guys. So she's moving to her brand new house, and like the first episode, she was moving in, and it's not quite ready. Like everything in the house is not ready yet. And so in the third episode, she was like, I think at her aunt and uncle's house, and no, they were at her house, at her old house, and they were trying to like pack up the rest of her stuff. So they were trying to help her get the rest of the stuff out. So Kim comes over to see the house, like I think in the first episode. So Kim and Sweetie come over. Yeah, by the way, Sweetie is back, you guys. Kim has hired Sweetie back. Okay, not too much of a surprise there because they're really close. So I'm not too surprised. So Sweetie tells Kim that, Candy, she live in the ghetto, right? And so I was like, "Sweetie, why would you say that?" I'm like, "Wow." So Kim, yeah, she is. So she's like, "What? What's doing in the ghetto? Oh, let me lock my window, lock my doors, and everything." Then she rolls up to the house. They both roll to the house. And like Candy had like one side of her gate, like the big gates, the big iron gates that you see in the movies, like when they open up and everything, and the cars come through. Only one of the gates open, like not both of them. And so Kim was kind of complaining about that, like, "Oh, look at this, only one of the gates open. Oh, both of them don't even open." I'm like, "Oh, shut up, shut up." She was just trying to, just kind of be antagonistic for no reason. So Kim and Sweetie go in the house, and Kim was kind of just throwing shade at Candy and, kind of just saying little stuff, here and there. And, she did inform Candy that, Sweetie told her this is the ghetto. And then Candy was like, "What are you talking about? The ghetto? The mayor lived like right around the corner, like not too far from me." And I was like, wow. Wow, Kim is like not too shy to tell you what she thinks of who you are. And so, Candy, she was like, she was talking in the confessional. And she says, "I think that Kim is kind of throwing a little shade, because I think maybe because, Kim is getting kicked out. Yeah, Kim and Corey being evicted, you guys. If you didn't know, yes, they've been evicted. So they're in the process of moving now, trying to find some place else. When they moved to that big ass house, yeah, they got to move now because they're getting kicked out. So yeah, she was like, "Well, I think she kind of hating a little bit because her dream house is kind of crumbling. She getting evicted. She got to find a new place to live. And I found my dream home. So Candy was like, whatever. She kind of just shrugged her shoulders and kind of dust off like whatever. She wasn't paying too much attention to Kim or Sweetie. So yeah, good for her. That's good. She didn't let it get to her. Also, Candy has a new man now, Todd. Candy and Todd have been dating, I think, for a year now because they met remember last season when they took the trip to Africa? So she met him because he like worked behind the scenes, and so she met him then, and they were like in the beginning stages of dating then. So now they're pretty advanced. They get ready to get married soon. They're talking about marriage, and Candy wants another child, but she don't want to have a child like out of wedlock. She'd rather be married to him. So I think that's cool because Candy's like she's older now. She's like 36 and she's a little bit older than him. I think he's like 33 and she's 36, but she wants to kind of do things differently than what she did when she was younger because she already has like I think a 9 or 10-year-old daughter named Riley. So yeah, I think it's cool that she's like she feel like I'm a new woman now. I'm grown, I'm older. I want to do things differently. So nothing wrong with that, right? You gotta give her credit for that. Okay, so moving along. Cynthia and Kenya in the first episode, they were working together because Jet Magazine came to Cynthia. Cynthia got the baby agency. So, the lady from Jet, she asked her, "Can you hold auditions at your agency, your modeling agency, in order to help us like cast a girl, new woman for Jet Beauty of the Week?" Okay. Y'all know Jet Beauty of the Week been around for years. Okay. Now, Jet Beauty of the Week is entirely different from like American Next Top Model type of modeling because it's usually just regular women. These are everyday women, and also they want thick, curvaceous women like big booties and big boobies and stuff like that. Pretty faces. They want the like a real woman, curvy women. So I think that's kind of cool because I'm a curvy girl myself, and I think that's really great that we're being represented in a way, in that kind of way, that sort of way, instead of being rejected or made to feel bad because our booties are too big or our boobs are too big. And I'm like, whatever, I'm all about embracing your curves, so that's great. So she asked Cynthia to do that, and so Cynthia was like, "Yeah, sure." So Cynthia figured, well, let me invite Kenya since Kenya like has some experience. I think Kenya was the Jet Beauty of the Week at some point herself, and she's been in like a lot of magazines like Smooth and Black Man Magazine and all that kind of stuff. I think she was in King too. I don't know, years ago. And she's also Miss USA, not Miss America. She will snap if you call her other things, other titles. She's serious about that title. Anyway, so she invites Kenya. Kenya comes to the agency. From the time she got in there, she was so rude. She was rude to every girl. Every girl that came in there, they had to come there in bathing suits, and that takes a lot of self-esteem, a lot of confidence, a lot of gall to do that. and she was just rude. Like, she was entirely rude. She was talking about one girl talking about, oh, I see coochie crack, I see booty crack. And the girl was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's kind of embarrassed and she had to pull up her panties because she didn't mean for it to show. And it was just really horrible. Like, it was just atrocious. Cynthia was, irked, and the lady that worked for Jet, she was like irritated about the whole thing as well. And so, one of the guys who worked, this gay guy who works with Cynthia, gets in Kenya's face and is like, look, you gotta stop being rude to these girls. They're not, they're not real models. You being unnecessarily rude. Kenya will look at him. I'm sorry. Who are you and why are you talking to me? And he just looking at her like, are you serious? And she just had this nasty, attitude. She was real bitchy. So then she calls him a bitch. And so he looks at her like, what? So he's snapping, he's getting upset. And so she's like, security, get him out of my face. And then Cynthia looks around, she looking crazy like, wait a minute, what is she talking about? We don't have security. Why is she calling for security? I was like, that was so goofy. He's like, we don't have security. All of a sudden, these two like big buff guys come out of nowhere and grab this guy. And like, they're like trying to push him out the way. He's like, don't touch me, get your hands off me. I was like, that was wild. Wow. I don't know. Kenya came in like she was the queen of Sheba and she was doing too much. I'm like, look, this is Cynthia's agency. It's not yours. So Cynthia had to get her together, By the way, I got compliment Cynthia on having a backbone this season. She really, I've never seen her like really snap and really, she's reading and everything. Not reading as in like, oh, I'm reading a book. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about reading like she's throwing that shade. She's standing up for herself. She's not being pushed around. Cause I was sitting there looking at Cynthia like, I know you're gonna let this, has been chick come up in here in your agency and disrespect you. So she did not let her disrespect her. And I thought that was great. I was definitely happy about that. Now, on to the third episode. Kenya, she had got invited by this lady named Portia, I think Portia Williams. She's the granddaughter of Hosea Williams. He was like Martin Luther King Jr.'s right-hand man back in the 60s, like in the Civil Rights Movement era. Okay, so Portia's trying to carry on his legacy. They help out like needy families and children and all that kind of stuff. They give them food, clothing, shelter. Okay. It's a really huge organization. And it's actually her grandfather passed a few years ago, so she held the event they were having. It was a charity for children, and it was actually in his house. Okay, in her grandfather's old house. Okay, so it was really beautiful and everything. So Kenya gets invited. The girl had invited Kenya. Kenya gets there with her friend. She gets to acting bitchy as usual. Like, I think I guess she's the new bitch for the season, the new mean girl. She's trying to, I guess, replace Nene as the mean girl because Nene is like now, the girl who makes the Trump checks. She was on Glee. She was Coach Roz on Glee. Now she's gonna be on the new normal. Nene is totally the person that she's trying to be out, which is sort of phony because it's not really like Nene. It's not typical Nene, but hey, whatever. She's trying to turn over a new leaf. So now I feel like Kenya feel like I need to fill in this spot. Like I need to be the biatch on the show because Nene's not trying to do that no more. And she's not trying to be ratchet no more. So I'm going to fill in for her. Okay, so Kenya, she was just really rude. She stepped outside with her friend. She was talking about how it was so cold in there and how they want to step outside and get some warmth because it was so cold. In the place where they were at, in the house, and she was just really rude. What really set her off mostly was when Portia got on stage to introduce her, and she called her Miss America, and she also Kenya at that point corrected her right then and there. So Portia's like, I'm sorry, okay, I meant Miss USA. So this girl couldn't get over. Kenya was like, I can't believe this Huffington called me Miss America. I'm Miss USA, blah, 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 blah. So they got into an argument about so Kenya she'll call Lawrence to come, talking about, you get here, I'm gonna leave. Lawrence like, okay, I'll be there in 5 minutes. He was shocked too, like, I can't believe that she actually called you Miss America. You gotta be stupid to get, Miss America and Miss USA confused or whatever. And I'm like, y'all is doing too much. Seriously. So, Lawrence pulls up. He gets out the car. It's Lawrence, Kenya, and Kenya's friend that she came with. So Portia steps outside to see what's going on. Like, what's up? And so that's when Kenny let her know she was pissed off about that. And she's like, okay, I don't really, Portia was like, okay, I really don't remember, like, from 19, whenever. And so I was like, oh, shade. So Kenny got pissed off and, you know, he got into a little argument and she was talking about how, oh, this charity sucks. And she was like, it sucks. What do you mean? This is for children. This is for children. And then Kenny got talking about, well, I got a charity of children too or whatever. I help children too. And Portia was like, whatever, I don't believe it or what, you know. So they were just kind of going at it. And Portia was like, at this point, I don't want you back. You might as well leave. Key is like, oh, I don't want to go back in there. Portia's like, good, I don't want you to. So they were just kind of really bumping heads. So Kenya left with her posse. Lawrence was like, oh, this for the birds. Let's go get a drink or whatever. So they all got in the car and left. Portia went on back in there to her event. I was like, well, Kenya, you bitch. I don't know. It was just crazy. I'm like, you had to disrespect the woman. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. Like, do you think that Portia was in the wrong for calling her, for not knowing her title, or forgetting that she's Miss USA and not Miss America? Do you think that it was right for Ken to kind of storm out and get pissed off, you know, just because of that? Or do you think she took it too far? So I would be interested in hearing what y'all think about that. I think she could just let it go and calm down, maybe correct her later, but whatever. She was being a bitch, as usual. That's what Kenya does. Anyway, I was speaking to Kenya. I found out we found out something about Kenya. Found out Kenya, actually, she was telling Phaedra, I think in the third episode, she was talking about how her mother like had a mental illness. She never was like truly officially diagnosed, but everybody knew she had mental illness. She would like claim that she didn't have no daughter. She would basically try to ruin Kenya's life all the time. She was disrespectful to her. It was horrible. Like, she basically messed with her self-esteem and she picked away at her. And so there was so much hate and resentment that Kenya had towards her mother. And so Kenya claims that she worked it through, though. Like, that's how she survived. That's how she made it to the top where she is now, because she was able to go to counseling, go to therapy, and work on it, do the work to, you know, forgive her mother. So I think she read about her grandma and her aunt, something like that. So she was just saying it was really hard for her. It was really painful. So she got emotional and she cried. So we actually saw a human side of Kenya in that scene, which I thought was kind of cool, you know, for Kenya to be that vulnerable in front of the cameras and say, well, yeah, this is what I'm going through. And Phaedra was like, wow, you know, so Phaedra was supportive. By the way, Phaedra and Kenya, they here. Cynthia and Kenya, Portia and Kenya, no, they're not feeling each other. But Kenya and Phaedra are pretty cool. And I think Phaedra and Cynthia are going to have a problem, because they was like this too. They was here too. They're going to have a problem. I saw a preview for the next episode, so I'm going to see, like, what is going on with them, you know. Cynthia was asking her something like, what did I do to you, or whatever, you know, so, and then Phaedra looked like, So I was like, y'all know Phaedra with them faces. I'm like, child, something's going on. So I know I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what is going to happen. Okay, so let me take a moment and just kind of think back in my mind and make sure I cover all the bases here. Yeah, I don't think anything else really major happened. No, not really. Did not really major happen. I don't think anything else happened. If I miss anything, y'all can drop that below and let me know, hey, you left out this or whatever. And I'll talk about it next time. So I will review it next week. I'll DVR the Houston's on our own. I DVR the episodes I didn't see from last week, so I'm gonna like look at those when I get a chance to, and then I'll like review those as well. Okay, but anyway, other than that, I just want to say once again, Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Yeah, Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thank you for looking at this video and coming to my channel. Please, if you like what you see, click the like button. Drop me a comment below. Let me know if I left anything out of the reviews. If you want to see something else, you got a question for me, I don't care. Drop it below. I'll get right back to you as soon as I can. And also subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. Okay, alright, I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. I gotta finish doing my little sprucing up around the house for Thanksgiving, because you know the fam is coming tomorrow, so trying to get everything all together. Alright, well, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a blessed and wonderful holiday. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.